Welcome back to the Happy Place Diaries. I'm Jerry, and in this video we're updating some gear in anticipation of getting our trailer back this week. And so now is a really good time to take a look, inspect, and make sure that all of our water stuff is ready to go. If you've watched our videos for any length of time, you know that our Montana 3761, is it 3761? 3060s? 3761 FL. We haven't seen it in 3 months. It's been at the factory getting some repairs done. And when we sent it off to the factory, it had to be completely empty. So we have a pile of all of our stuff, and the guy across the street decides to mow his lawn right now. So we had to empty out the trailer, and so everything is in a pile right here in bins. And if you know us, we love our buckets, bins, and crates. And our water system is pretty much in buckets and crates. So today I'm going to go through and we're going to replace all of our hoses. We're going to take a look at our filters and all of the extras that go with our water system, get it organized so that I think we're going to go down Wednesday and pick up our trailer. We could just grab that, throw it in the back of the truck, because we will be staying the night out there in Pendleton, and that way we'll have our water system with us. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at our water system. So everybody in the neighborhood cuts their grass on Saturday, and he waits till today to cut his grass. Anyway, as you know, we like our buckets, and let me flip the camera around here and I'll show you what we got going on. And I am absolutely not brand loyal, especially when it comes to buckets. No competition here. It's just, these are the buckets that I picked up along the way. I really like this little, it's like a 2-gallon bucket, a 5-gallon bucket, and then whatever this thing is that we picked up in Indiana from Menards, the pirate store. Anyway, we keep all of our water stuff in here, and I have more that we'll be pulling out of some of this trailer stuff back here as we start digging through this. But it's important that we do the buckets. Now, we've been using these Flexzilla hoses, and we picked these up, I think about three years ago, maybe 4 years ago, 3 years ago, when we were back in Missouri. And I tell you what, really like them a lot. Now, what we did learn about these, as they are potable hoses, what we learned about them though is if you leave these laying out there in the sun, these get hot. Now, I don't know that you can avoid that with any hose, so we tried to keep these tucked up underneath the trailer as much as we can. So my concern with hoses and anything that's plastic that gets left out in the sun, and we're kayakers, and so we know that storing a kayak in the sun is not a really great idea, because the sun does, the UV rays deteriorate the plastic on a kayak. And so when we store our kayaks, we try to keep them in the shade or cover them up or whatever. And so I often wonder what the effect is on a hose laying out in the sun. And because for the last 3 years, we've been hooked up 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and our hoses have been exposed for the last 3 years with these hoses. I just wonder what the deterioration is. Now, depending on who you believe, a potable water hose says that it's good for about 10 years. Now, sure, if you're not using it all day long, every day for 3 years, I find it hard to believe that these are going to last 10 years. And what we've already noticed is the inside is discoloring just a little bit, and so that kind of bothers me. And without cutting this open, I can't really inspect what's in here. And you really can't with any hose. So we're replacing these hoses. We're not retiring these hoses, but these hoses will no longer be for potable water. Now, in full disclosure, we have a couple short ones that are 3 and 5 foot lengths, and these did not get used all the time. So we are going to retain these for our water system for when we need just that little bit of extra length, and or we only need a little bit of length for the hose. So we have 2 of these little 5 footers. We're going to go ahead and hold on to these longer hoses. We have a 50 foot and a 25 foot. We're going to go ahead and replace our house garden hoses with these, which we're currently using the 0G hoses at the house, which we replaced when we got these. The 0Gs went to the house because we're not drinking out of that. We're watering the lawn and washing the truck and the trailer. So these will move to the house and these will stay with the trailer. So we've upgraded to the EvoFlex 2, and it is a drinking water hose. 50% less storage space and all that stuff. It does come with a 2-year warranty on that, and a handsome carrying bag, which we may or may not use. But anyway, it's time to change out our hoses. We like to change out our hoses regardless, about every 3 years, no matter what the warranties are or what they look like. Just a good idea. These are BPA free. They lead free, and they're drinking water safe. And what we did this time is, rather than buying a 50-foot hose and a couple small ones, we bought 2 25-foot hoses, and that way we don't have so much to put away. And to be honest with you, I don't know that we've been to a campground that required, more than 70 feet. And if that's the case, we'll move things around. But this gives us 50 feet plus a couple of the little ones if we need them. And that should take care of our hose situation. And I really don't know why we need to get this excited about hoses, but we're RVers, and so we do. So here's the okay, the bag is big. I was, because usually they come in a bag that you just can't get in and out of. The hose itself is super, super light. They don't give a weight on this, but it's very, very light. In fact, just this little one is heavier than this 25-footer. So super light. It collapses flat, and that's where you get your storage back. Stainless. So, okay. I'm liking that already. And we'll cut these straps off without cutting the hose. All right. So, rolls up nice and small. Probably could get both of those in the bag, but like I said, the reason we got 2 25-footers is so that we don't have to connect a whole lot of hose, and this will fit nice and flat in one of the buckets. Okay, so the second part of our water system hose is, like we said, the filters, and we're using the RV Guard water filter. We put this one on, I think we didn't write the date on it. We wrote it on the box. But we put this one on while we were in February, and we haven't used the trailer but one time since February. So this is still brand new, and we have 3 more in the box that'll get us through. They recommend replacing these every 90 days. Then we have the RV Guard water pressure regulator, which is adjustable with the snap. And then we attach an on-off switch that this goes into the spigot, goes to the regulator, into the filter. Then we have this little adapter which swings so that if you're too close to the ground, you could go up to a 90-degree angle on that. We've been using this for a while. This also pivots, so no matter which direction your trailer's in or whatever, you can set up your water. So on-off valve, pressure regulator, filter, and then an adapter so that we can negotiate wherever that water bib is. And then we use a lot of quick connects. We're still using the plastic ones. I know a lot of people are going to the stainless quick connects, and one day we probably will too. Still trying to get Blue Tech to send us some, but they don't want to. So in the meantime, we have a bunch of the quick connects. I'm gonna have to take them off of all of our existing hoses. All of the water system that's on our wet bay has the quick connects. And so all we have to do when we get into a camp is plug in. One thing that I think is worth mentioning when you talk about your quick connects, and I'm kind of inspecting these, a lot of these are really old. Make sure that you're checking the washers that are inside these because they do tend to dry out. Also, make sure that when you have your quick connects, and let's see, here's 4 different styles of quick connect. This yellow one, gray one, orange one, and then this one. And we picked these up at Home Depot and Lowe's and whatnot. But make sure that your male end matches with the female end, because they're not all the same. This black one only goes with this yellow one. And if you don't get the male and female right, they're not necessarily a good mix and match. This one, we have a blower on here, and it'll go into our water system. I have that screwed in so I could put my compressor on this to blow the water out of the pipes when you're winterizing. And I just keep this configured that way. And so, yeah, you can see that some of these mix and match and some of them don't. Probably a good time to replace some of these. Also, make sure that you're having threaded ones and then threadable ones. And that goes for both ends of these also. And that way, no matter what the bibs look like or how you configure, and I'm rambling, but anyway, we love our quick connects. Next thing that you want is our good 90-degree elbows. And I have these already built in on the trailer. And so they are ready to go. It takes the pressure off of that plastic inlet. Okay, and then your outdoor hose that plugs into the Montana water bib, and I keep that on a blaster here. That way we can wash things again on a quick connect, and that all resides in a bucket. One of the reasons we keep a 5-gallon bucket is you never know when you're going to have to maybe empty out some gray water from your tank and dump it into a sump station or something like that. But a 5-gallon bucket is always handy to store things, to move water around, whatever, if you got to put out fire in a fire pit. Okay, so this just the last thing we'll talk about is some spare stuff. We always carry a spare anode rod around just in case you need to change out your anode rod when you're out there in the wild. And we have a filler. This is a Camco deal. Put it on your hose, and we actually keep a quick connect on that also, and put that on. And that way, if you need to fill a bucket, fill a tank, whatever, if you have a travel trailer and you've got an external fill, this is a great way of doing that. And then we have a wand that once you take your anode rod, you could get this wand in and clean out your hot water heater. This also works when you're trying to get, clean something in a tight spot. Anyway, really nice. I actually hooked this up to the compressor using that little device that I showed you earlier. This right here. Hooked that up and blew air through here to clean out stuff too. So this is a good multi-use tool. All right, so that is our water setup. That is our current setup that we'll be putting back into the trailer this week when we get the trailer back. And replacing the hoses, really important. We don't want to get sick out there. Water filters and all your little spare parts. After looking at some of these quick connects, I think I might run over to Home Depot and get another handful and replace those two, because these look like, I know for a fact we've had these since we bought our very first RV. So getting old. And anyway, hey, if you found this video helpful at all, our bucket system for storage and why we carry the buckets with us, keeping the hoses in there, keeping the spare parts in there, it makes it easy to take in and out of the trailer. Let us know what you think about that. Let us know what you use to keep all of your stuff stored. I know some people use a specific bin, whatever. I'm not worried about any of this getting dirty when it's in the buckets. Okay. Thanks for coming along. Give us a thumbs up if you liked the video. If you didn't like the video, give us a thumbs down. In fact, do it twice. And we'll see you in the next video. Hopefully from the trailer.